Okay folks, this is another Parlour-ish guitar, and you'll remember a few videos back I did a Paul Brett Statesboro Parlour, the sort of dark whiskey sour they call it finish. Slightly bigger Parlour. This is actually more of a travel Parlour. It actually feels and plays a lot like a guitar lele, if you know what those are. It's about the same size. It's a Viator made by Vintage. It's also a Paul Brett signature guitar. Sorry I had a slight interruption there, so there'll be a little bit of a jump cut. But anyway, with this Viator, first of all, it's the second of two guitars I got from a seller who sells vintage guitars, which are hard to get in the US. And I got them from an Irish seller on eBay. If you put in Paul Brett signature in the eBay search, you'll probably come across this. It seems like they're the only ones you can get in the US, so you'll come across his listings. Again, I was interested in this for the sort of 18th century appeal, particularly that it's a nylon string Parlour. It's nice. It's a solid wood spruce top, a Sapele mahogany back and sides. Sounds actually better than it looks as far as tone. It's actually not bad at all. It sounds really good. Perfect travel or practice guitar in that it has a normal fretboard but a smaller scale and body, so you can take, if you're classical guitars or folk guitars, you can take this around and travel easily with it. It's not a toy, however, the way they've done the top there, it looks a bit like the Coco guitar. Remember that Disney film with the guitar? It looks a bit childish, if you ask me. They possibly could have done a slightly better presentation on it. There's the headstock with the Vintage logo on it. I think with this guitar, I'm a bit underwhelmed. I was hoping it would be more exciting. They make a Viator 6-string acoustic and a Viator 12-string, and if you go watch the Paul Brett videos on YouTube, the 12-string sounds great, so I might look around for one of those. A 12-string in this size, a Parlour 12-string, that sounds exciting to me. This one, the main problem I had with this one is that the action was so astronomically high, higher than usual when you get guitars online. I had to cut down the saddle to the nub. There's a millimeter sticking out, and it's, yeah, I got the action right now, but I had to sacrifice most of that saddle to get it there, and of course that reduces the tone somewhat. I explained that to the seller, and neither one of us wanted to deal with a return to Ireland, so he gave me a credit to account for the work I had to do on it. He did say that they were all quality checked, but he thought this one may have been missed on the outgoing shipment. And definitely, if they would have opened this up, tuned it, and looked at the action on the string heights on the guitar, they wouldn't have shipped it out to me. So that was slightly disappointing. If I hadn't have been a luthier, this would have gone back. They would have had to take this back all the way to Ireland. It was that bad. You know, so I had to do about an hour's work on this to get it to this level. And it's a really nice Parlour travel classical. And I think it's a novel idea. However, I don't think it's quite what I was hoping it would be. So I will probably find a home for it and move it on. I think it would be a great junior guitar for a serious classical player. Just because it's better than all the junior guitars that I see. It's actually pretty decently made. It sounds really nice. It's got good woods. It's got a rosewood board. They could have detailed it out a bit better, in my opinion. It looks a bit childlike, but yeah, you can't win everything. It's got a nice headstock on it with the vintage-looking keys with the black buttons. So there's a lot of good things about it. I'm slightly less excited about this one than the Correa I showed you in the last video. So there you have it. I've bought 3 or 4 Parlours recently. Been playing around trying to find options in that particular area. And I'll report my findings to you, because I find a lot of people that are interested in this style of guitar. Got a couple more coming, so I'll have another update on this sort of look around this style of guitar, and I hope you find it interesting. So there you go. This is the vintage Viator Paul Brett signature nylon string version, travel classical, which is sort of parlor shaped and almost like a guitar ukulele, if you like. Maybe it's a bit bigger, but it's very close to what I've seen in that world. However, the fretboard is nice. I don't feel cramped. I can play this guitar. It doesn't feel like one of those guitar ukuleles that have 6 strings on a ukulele size fretboard, which is very cramped. This feels like a good proper board, just with a smaller body and scale guitar. All right, folks. See you next time.